Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Michael. This is Strada Live. It is Tuesday in California. It's cloudy today, but I hope it's sunny wherever you are. We are very excited because we have a big announcement today. We are going to be showcasing something very new. I have it right here, but we're actually showing two new things. One of them is because of Strada, some work that we've been doing, and one of them is because of Black Magic. And I guess you could combine that with Apple. So we've got the new iPhone 17 right here. I'm sporting the orange version here. I don't know what color you went with. I went with orange. I've never tried a phone this bright. I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty cool. But I've got it connected to the new Blackmagic Pro dock. And I'm going to show you how to get files directly from the Blackmagic camera, including ProRes RAW, which this records, which is nuts. And I'm going to be able to watch it on my iPhone, meaning I can actually see files through Strada on my iPhone without uploading to a cloud. It's going to be very exciting. So that's what we're going to do today. So stick with us as we show an entire mobile workflow for cinema and post-production. This is new, people. You haven't seen it before. Okay, again, my name is Michael. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm always available, and I love meeting with people one-on-one. On the call today, we've got some of my colleagues. We've got Peter, we've got Shannon, we've got Margot, and we've got Austin. And we're here taking your questions. So if you have questions about workflow, questions about Strada, questions about some of the iPhone functionality and the Blackmagic configurations, and questions about our roadmap, please feed those questions to our team here. I have an iPad and I can see the questions so I can read them back to you. So we're really excited to do that. So please reach out and we'll have a conversation. Now, I want to, Pete, I forgot to tell you about this if you want to grab the link. We just released a new YouTube video that's really important. It's not that dramatic. It's just a 2.5-minute explanation of Strada. Look, if you know me, and I know me, I'm long-winded. Most of the Strada demos that I give are like 10 or 15 minutes long. And people are like, Michael, I don't have time for you to ramble about how Strada works. I need a really short example to share with my colleagues and my clients. So we heard you, we listened, and we made it. So maybe Pete can do a link. It's on the Strada Tech YouTube. This is a great resource. It's 2.5 minutes, and it explains all of the things about Strada in a very short video. So you can watch this, you can share it, and you can give it to your clients and colleagues. So when people say, what is Strada? Isn't Strada just like other clouds, or isn't it just like Frame.io, or it's totally like LucidLink, or I use Dropbox, I don't need Strada, or we use Google Cloud, I don't need Strada. This little 2-minute video will show you the difference. So check out our Strada explainer. Give us your feedback. We put it out the other day, and it got like 4,000 views, which we did not expect. I didn't tell anybody about it, but people started asking questions, and they started having some good comments. There's really good comments and debates and discussions in there, and we really like that community engagement, and we love skeptics. So check it out. We'd love for you to check it out. Share that. If you're willing to put this on your Instagram or your Facebook or your LinkedIn, we would love you for that. Look, if you are a Strada user, or you're a fan of Strada, or you're cautiously optimistic about Strada, then take this video and put it in your social channels. Get the word out. We need that. The truth is, we're a startup. We need you to help us grow. And if you can help us do that, we can grow, and then we can hire more engineers, and we can hire more staff, and we could build more features, and we could build them faster. And that's what this is all about, right? We want your feedback. We love to build in public. We are unapologetic about how transparent we are. And we want to build this company great, but we need your input to do that. So we need customers for that to all make sense. So please watch this video, share the video, get the word out. This makes it easy. Okay, some of you have been waiting a long time for this, but we are going to be talking about Strada Mobile. And I'm so excited to this. The team has been doing so great. We've got a few great engineers. Pallavi and Earl have been spearheading this experience. Austin has been overseeing so much of it. Our whole team worked on this. But guess what? This, we think, is available today. Right now, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're on iOS, you can download a very, very rough version. There are some issues. So I want to be clear. Strada Mobile is going to be being updated on the iOS App Store, Apple App Store, and Google Play Store many times over the next couple weeks. So you can start downloading the mobile experience of Strada. You can connect it directly to your NAS, your SAN, your RAIDs, your drives, your desktop, your downloads, your apps folder, whatever. You can connect it to anything, and you can watch files instantly on your phone. And we're going to be making lots of updates. So the version that's out right now is very rudimentary, but it's going to get better and better. And we need your feedback. So if you're on Apple right now, you can go to the App Store and you can type Strada Media. It's so new. We don't even have optimization in their search. Because if you type Strada, you get a product that's Strava. You get a different product because it thinks you spelled Strada wrong. And so it's just going to take time for the app stores to understand what Strada is and surface us in the search. But you can go to iOS, Apple App Store right now and search Strada Media, and you can download the app for free. And if you've got agents connected on your Strada account, you can access a RAID on your phone. And I am not kidding. I have been testing this now for about 6 weeks. I am able to see RAIDs all over the world wherever I go, and I can browse anything, and I'm going to do it for you today. So it's super exciting. We're going to get back into that, but we're going to try this live. So I need a brave soul. I know this is tough. I know it's hard to be brave. I want one of you to reach out to my brother right now, Peter at strada.tech, and you're going to join us live on this call. And I'm going to shoot files live on the iPhone 17, and I'm going to transmit them to you wherever you are. I don't know you. I don't know where you are. We have not pre-tested this, but this is the beauty of the Strada network. You know, a lot of times people say, I'm worried about integrating Strada because it's asking my clients to sign up for something new and understand something new. We hear you. We understand that. But the truth is, we've worked really hard to make the onboarding experience easy and fast. That's also why we bring on live demos on events like this, and we instantly bring in strangers, and they don't have any problems. Like a stranger can sign up and use it, and it works. And that should help relax some of the concerns about integrating with clients. Because once you do it, people say, oh, that wasn't so bad. And I really like the functionality and the speed and the low cost savings that Strada is offering. So that's what we're trying to do. So I know you're listening out there. I want to volunteer. So I want you to reach out to Peter, and we are going to get you hooked up. All you have to do is share your screen with us. We're going to invite you to a Zoom call, and then you're just going to share your screen. And I will talk you through the process, and you'll be able to get the files. And we're going to give files to each other peer-to-peer, no cloud. We're going to transfer from my laptop to your laptop without any cloud in between. And it's awesome. Now, if you're a producer or a videographer or a predator of some kind, and you're dealing with mobile footage, often using iPhones, could be Android as well. But if you're dealing with mobile footage, there's always a little bit of a tricky experience with that. And so that's what we're going to demonstrate today. So I want a volunteer. And I know this is tough. And I know you're listening. You're like, oh, I should do it, but I don't want to. Yeah, that's you. I want you to do this. Reach out to Peter and let him know that you're willing to be a brave soul and join me live. I got to do the hard part. You have the easy part. So I'm asking you to join us today. It'll be really fun. Okay, so again, if you are working in the mobile space and a phone is a preferred camera, then there's a lot of hiccups with that because, like, how do you record it? How do you transfer it? How do you view it, right? Those are all problems. So what we're going to do with the iPhone 17 is we're going to shoot some clips, and then we're going to be able to view those files remotely, and then we're going to be able to transfer those files remotely. And so this is a really powerful experience for people that use that. You know, about 6 years ago, I actually had a red phone. I'm going to get it. It's right here. Here we go. It's just right on my shelf. Okay. I used to have a red phone. I love this thing. And I sort of coined a phrase, smartphone cinema, because at the time, this is back in like 2016, 2017, This was one of the first cameras that had two cameras that had the same parallax. This is the red phone, the red hydrogen. And the same parallax allowed it to get really accurate depth of field maps. So the bokeh, the depth of field blur that was created through this was really exceptional for the time. It was ahead of its time. The other thing that was ahead of the time is it had USB-C. And back then, if you were on the Apple world, it was all Lightning media, and that was kind of crummy in a lot of ways. And the phone was a little bit larger than Apple phones at the time. And people back then said, who's going to pay $1,000 for a phone? Nobody. Who's going to want USB-C? Who's going to want depth of field on a phone? And I'm like, everyone. But see, sometimes because Apple hadn't developed those features yet, people just assume no one would want it. Or people just assume it would never look good. This is what Jim Gennard and the Red people and what other entrepreneurs are really good at. They have a vision, they see a future, and they just go for it. And then they pave it out. Now, the Red phone didn't take off and it wasn't able to get the product market fit it needed. But all the principles in a hydrogen made their way into today's modern mobile phones. And so now these phones have great depth of field simulation. They have USB-C, which is critical to this setup and workflow right here. And they're larger screens, and they have the ability to have the accessories and things like that. And that was the whole idea. Yeah, that's another component. It's hard to see here. Maybe I grab the focus puller here. I hope I don't regret this. But if we look right here, you can see, let's get close focus here. There we go. Right there is actually the accessories port. This on a red hydrogen was going to be used for accessories, but the accessories never came out. So since the accessories never came out, it didn't really happen. But USB-C became the solution to accessories on these products. So now you can see all these accessories right here. Shannon, let me know if I'm in focus now. I feel like I'm in focus now, so I should look okay. All right. So Greg's on. Greg makes lens cuffs. If you don't know lens cuffs, you should absolutely check out lens cuffs. His technology is very simple, but very practical for small rigs. And Greg asks, he's invited me to a folder and he's getting on the Zoom. Okay, great. So Greg is going to be our guinea pig today. That's awesome. Thank you, Greg. Very excited about that. Really cool. Okay, so this is what we're going to demonstrate today. And if you're not really sure what Strada is the first peer-to-peer collaboration platform for creative professionals. See, clouds are usually the foundation for collaboration. People take video, they go to a cloud, they make a folder, they upload files to that folder, then they invite people to that folder, and then those people download the files from a folder. That's a cloud. It's almost like a relay system to get a file from a computer to a client. It goes through this cloud. Strada is different. It's peer-to-peer. And so there's no relay in the middle. We just go from drive to drive, from computer to computer, point to point, and you just move the file. So there's not really an upload and download experience. There is just a direct transfer, one to the other. Kind of like if you've ever had a camera card from a camera and you move the file to a hard drive when you download it, that's a transfer. It's just point to point. But we could do the same point-to-point transfer across an ocean, and we don't have to upload to a cloud first, and we don't have to pay to store it in the cloud at all. So it's really, really different. So this is what we're going to do with Greg in just a minute. We're going to shoot on iPhone 17, view files remotely without transferring them. I think, Greg, I don't know where you are. We have to find out where Greg is. Is he in Greece? He might be in Greece. So I don't know. Pete will check it out and we'll get the mileage and kilometers count of how far away Greg is, which will help tell this story. And then we're going to transfer some files, which will be really great. Okay, how we're going to do that? I'm so excited that we've got the new Blackmagic Camera Pro dock. This is the new Blackmagic Camera Pro dock. It's awesome. I can't believe how well priced it is. $299 US. And this is an awesome solution. If you're using mobile phones and you are looking to use them for professional integrations and you have to deal with power and time code and drives and monitors, it's hard. And you can look back. I think it's episode 23. Maybe, Pete, you put in a link to episode 23. Episode 23 is where we showed iPhone being used, and we had to build a rig to make this work. And I think there's an earlier one, Pete. It might be in the early 20s or the teens, but there's a lot of iPhone experiments that we've done at Strada because we find it really interesting. But now Blackmagic has made it cheap and easy, and now it's clean. And this is the Pro Dock. I've got it right here. If you look at it closely here, you can see you've got power on the left. I'm actually running my power supply. Oh, I don't think we plugged it in, Shannon. That is going to be a problem. I'm going to plug in the power supply right now. There we go. There we go. So the power supply is actually running off of a battery. So I can run that to a D-tap in a battery. So this power supply connects to a battery. So this is fully remote. Then you've got USB ports, which you can see here and you can see on the screen. You've got an HDMI out. It's deceptive, but the SDI barrels there are not SDI barrels. Those are BNC barrels, and BNC can be used to transfer any signal. In this case, it's gen locking for when you have multi-camera and you want all the shutters to be sunk together, and then time code. And I'm telling you, it totally works. Check this out. This is my Ambient Locket box. This is a Locket box from Ambient. And what's so cool about the Ambient is if I plug this in right there, I've now got time code and I've got a little piece of Velcro there. And now I think I do. There we go. And now I'm running wireless time code into the SDI, and I can go to my settings. You guys can't see this, but now it's 9:15, 30, 31, 32, 33. And so this phone is now jammed to my camera right here, which is a Panavision DXL camera, which is a red Panavision combination product, but it runs on SMPTE timecode. Now, my main camera here and my iPhone are on the exact same wireless timecode network from Ambient. That's awesome. It's that easy. I just plugged it in and I'm good to go. And so that's one of the benefits of the Blackmagic Pro Dock is being able to have external timecode fed in. So your audio, you can record separate system audio, or you can have multicam and everything's going to sync up instantly, which is a really great way to work. So that is really cool. Plus, you have mini jacks for input and output of audio. So if you want to send a line in or a line out, you can do that all in the Pro Dock. Plus, the Pro Dock has a USB-C connection, so that is getting us into the camera directly. So I've got this really nice little rig here, very easy. I could clean up the cables a little bit. And then on the top, this is my hard drive. This is actually a Sabrent Nano Rocket. This is a little SSD, and this SSD allows me to capture all the files. So if we look at another picture of this, you can kind of see it in a little different configuration. Again, really powerful, really good investment. You buy this on the Apple Store right now. I think they're selling them through Apple. So it's a partnership joint with Apple and Blackmagic. And as you can see in the picture, there's a 1/4-20 screw on the top and the bottom. So if you look at my tripod, I've got the phone clamp on the top, and I'm using, I think this is, who makes this? This is a Condor Blue mini locket so that I can actually remove this if I wanted. So I've got this separate, so I can do the little mini locket here, and then I've got a 1/4-20 on the bottom, which goes to the tripod. So this is super stable. This isn't going anywhere. So you have a through screw for the top and the bottom. So it's easy to mount. 1/4-20 on a tripod and 1/4-20 on your bracketry, and you're ready to go. So I can carry this around, and I'm really easy to move things around. So that's really, really good. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to be doing this live here, and I want to do a demonstration here with Greg. So if Greg's invited here, let's take a look here. I'm going to see if I could see Greg's stuff. So I'm going to close this, and let's see here. Minnesota, Peter. Let's see. Where is Greg? I have been invited, right, Pete? It looks I think you mentioned I was invited, but I'm not seeing I'm not seeing an invitation, Pete. So if you check on that, I will shoot some takes in the meantime, and make sure that we have that. Okay. So what I'm going to do while we're waiting for that portion is I am going to shoot a couple takes here. So the first thing I want you all to see is I'm just going to hit record. This is take one. We see take one, and I'm right there. Oh, I could just look at it myself right there. There's take one. I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to record a take two. Here's take two, and you can see I got my lighting rig over here. I've got my chip chart. There's my DXL, and then I'm going to cut right there. And now I'll do one more, take three. We could see that and cut. Okay, so I just shot 3 takes. Now I want to shoot a 4th one and I want it to be long. So I'm going to hit take 4 and I'm just going to let this run a while because this is one of the hardest parts is you have to make something really large transfer and you got to be able to see it, right? Well, while that's rolling right now, I want to show you how Strada works here. In the upper right, if you go to this full screen, Shannon, you can see I have this. This is called the Strada agent. And the Strada agent is our little dashboard. This dashboard is how you connect drives to each other. It's how you connect drives to Strada. Now, this isn't how you share anything. It's just how you connect it. And so you'll notice I have a couple of drives here. I've got a couple of my system folders selected. And what I'm going to do in a second is connect the drive from the iPhone camera. So why don't we do that here? I'm going to cut that longer take. And now I'm just going to eject the drive from this. So this drive right here is what was connected and recording from the phone. So when you are recording out of the phone, that's one of the challenges, right? It's like, how do I share that file? So I'm just going to plug that into my computer and we're going to wait a couple of seconds and we see right there, Strada 2. And now I can see Strada 2 is something I can click in the Strada agent. So this drive was just connected to my phone and we can see the 2 takes. I actually did not record those 3 takes. I had a misfire there. So I apologize about that. Oh, wait a second. Shannon, you know what I did? I did this all wrong. Sometimes you make mistakes here, right? I got to replug that in. I did not record it to the drive. So I'm going to delete all that and we're going to pretend none of that happened. And I'm going to plug this back in. And that was my bad here. I did not have the drive connected. So what you got to remember to do is connect the drive. So I have to go to media and I've got to go to select the media in files. And you guys can't see this, but I have to select the drive that I am supposed to connect to. And now I can do that. Okay, now we're going to try again. I'm going to record take one, recording take 1. There we go, cutting. And now I'm going to record in take 2 here. So take two, and we're rolling that as well. So that's our couple of takes there. Okay, so now I should be able to eject this drive. And now if we plug it in, we shall see a difference here. So we got our Strada agent here. And there it is, the Strada 2 drive. If I look in the Strada 2, now I see the ProRes there and the proxy there. So there's my proxies and my raw files. So we see our proxy and our raw files. So if I go into Strada, now I can see right here, Strada 2 is available in Strada. And I can look at the proxy files and I can see the proxies of the takes. And so I need Greg's email, Pete, if you could put that in the chat there. I want to invite Greg to be able to see these files. So if I click right here, Pete, as soon as you can give me Greg's email, let me know. That's part of this. So what I'm going to do is share these files with Greg, who I think is going to be on. Oh, you're putting it there. I don't know where you're putting it, Pete. I can't see everything. Okay.
Michael, he's invited you. It's called MacBook Pro. You may want to get it from your email, his actual folder invite.
That won't be easy. Let's see here. Okay, got it. Great. Okay, so what I did is I invited Greg. So I'm going to go to my screen. Greg, why don't you share your screen here now? We should be able to share your screen. And I don't know, Pete or Margot, can you get rid of you guys on my share? I don't know if maybe I have to do that. We don't need me. I don't know if Margot and Pete need to be on this as well. I just want to clean this up a bit. So Greg, if you're able to share your screen, that would be great. Can I hide? Oh, once he shares, we won't see these. Okay, so we'll see if Greg can share this. And then well, let me know when that happens. In the meantime, I can see Greg's computer right here. So here, Greg has shared a file from me, and I can see on Greg's world. This is pretty cool because this is coming from Greece. So Greece is got to be 7,000 miles away, is my guess from where we are right now. And so we're going to see if we can load this file up. Okay. Let's see here. So here is the file from Greg. And so, look at this. This is a lens cuffs video, which is great. There's Greg right there, and he's making the cool lens cuffs. And so I can see this great video from Greg. If I want to skip around, I can skip later and I can see the actual demonstration of the device, which allows you to have a follow focus on an actual lens, so you don't need iris rods. And it just keeps things really tight and compact, and it's pretty much compatible with every product. So that's what Greg's showing here in this little demonstration video, which is great. So yeah, there is the lens cuffs story right here. So I'm playing this back from Greece. I can play it back in full screen in 4K. And I can even play it back at high speed. So if I needed to look at this at 4x speed, it'll play back at 4x speed. So it's really powerful that we're able to do this. I like that demonstration, Greg. That's really good that you show the torque right there. That's pretty cool. That's really impressive that people can see the torque right there. Really nice. Nice animation on that. Cool. Okay, so we're not able to, we'll see if Greg's able to get his screen going, but I'm able to see Greg's file here, which is really cool. So watch this. I'm going to go to the same drive, and I'm going to make a folder called Greg, and I am able to go to Strada. And check this out, everyone. I could, if I needed a copy of this file, let's say I'm an editor and I needed a copy of this file, I can hit transfer. And if I hit transfer and I go to the drive that I just made and I see a Greg folder, I can hit transfer here. And what's about to happen in 4, 3, 2, 1, here we are going to see a transfer happening. And now it is going to transfer from Greg's MacBook Pro directly to my MacBook Pro, specifically to the drive that I connected here. So that should be available. Here it comes, and I can see it coming in right now. Let me close these. It's starting to come in, and it's going to take some time. So this file might be really big, and Greg's internet might be really slow because it wants a half hour to transfer. I'm not going to spend a half hour transferring, but if I had to, then I actually have the ability to start that transfer now. So this is the file coming in. Here you can see the countdown coming down. I'm going to cancel that for the time being. We don't need this file right now, but that's how you can transfer a file from someone else. You just right click, hit transfer, select the drive, and transfer here. So it's really cool to do that. So let me know if we're able to get Greg to share screens. If not, just let me know and I'll move on to the next section.
Can't get it to work, Michael.
Can't get it to work. Oh, what a bummer. Okay. Well, Greg, we appreciate you trying. I don't know what happened, but when Zoom can't work, then I don't know what goes wrong. There's nothing to fix there. What Greg can see, and just so Greg knows this, I'm going to invite Greg to the proxies. And if you look here, you can see Greg was invited to the proxy file. So Greg actually can play these proxy files back right out of the camera. And so these were, remember, this is take 2. So there's the 2. Here's take 1. There's take 1, right? And you can see those are playing back just fine right off of the drive itself. And so think about this. If you're shooting material and you are actually gauging material from the set and it's shot on a phone, what's so cool about this is you are able to connect your producers just by hitting this little plus button, and then your producers can see the file and they can watch it. Let me say that again. If you are shooting on a mobile device, you record to an external drive, then you connect the external drive to Strada, then you connect that drive into Strada, and then you can search that drive, and then you can add collaborators to that drive. In other words, Your remote collaborators, and they can be in Greece like Greg, can play back files all the way wherever they are across an ocean, and you don't have to upload it in the first place. That's what's so different about this. It's instant value. It's instant visibility. Some people think that this has been invented before, that if you use Jump Desktop or you use Parsec or Tailscale, some technology like that to share a desktop, that's what Strada is. It's not. See, when you share a desktop, you would never share a desktop with a stranger. You would never share your desktop with a client, and you certainly can't share your desktop when you're working on your computer. So it's interesting that some people think Strada is desktop sharing. It's not. It's file access, and we present the file as if it's local. It feels like it's local, but it's remote, and it's remember, when I was playing back this file from Greg, here's the file from Greg again. I'm playing this file back, and it feels local to me. It might be jumpy for you because you're rewatching this through a restream, but for me, it's smooth and it's high quality. And the point is, I'm able to see this off of Greg's computer, and Greg has only invited me to one folder, Strada test folder from Greg. See that? Strada test folder from Greg. That's all he shared with me. I don't have full access to his computer. That's not secure. And that's not how screen sharing works. Strada is not screen sharing. It's the ability to share just specific files and give the experience that the file is local. Or you could say that the file is in a cloud. That's a good way to work with a file too, except clouds are expensive. They're certainly not free, and you have to rent storage all the time. With this case, we don't have to do that. So that's why this is not screen sharing, and it's a lot different experience in that regard. So we've been able to share a file here, and then I shared files back with Greg. So Greg, on your end, I don't know if you want to try, Greg. We'll be able to do this. If you want to, if you're still listening, Greg, you could go to the folder I invited you, the Strada 2 directory with the proxy files, and you could click on those files and hit down transfer to. And if you transferred those files, I'll leave this up for a second and see if he does that, because this is a new feature with Strada, which is the ability to see your jobs and others' jobs. What that means is if I do a transfer, like the last one I did, which I canceled from Greg, I get a understanding of that in the process. I can see all these transfers here, but I can also see others' jobs. If Greg wants to transfer a file from my computer, he can do that because I gave him access to those proxy files from the camera. If he does that, then we will see Greg pop up right here and the transfer will happen. I don't know if he's still on, and he could try to do that. But if he can't, that's okay. But this is how he would.
Difficulties, but we're trying, Michael.
Okay, so doesn't always work with everyone. We'll have to figure out what the issue is. But this is essentially what you would do. You would be able to invite someone, transfer, and then you can see their transfers. So I can see here, this is a friend of mine, Alex Ann. She did a transfer from one of our computers yesterday, and I can see that there. And then this is Brendan Sweeney. He did a bunch of transfers. I'm doing a panel for Filmmakers Academy, and he transferred a bunch of stuff right there. And I can see that action right there. And then Margot right here transferred some stuff. And then there was another gentleman here whose name was Grant, and Grant transferred some stuff. So this is really cool that we get receipts of all the work that was taken care of. So that's part of the value of this experience. Now, there's another part of the value of this experience, and that is looking at the files on your phone, right? We just transferred files. We viewed them. We hopefully are sending them to Greg. But we want to transfer them as well. So what can Strada Mobile do? Strada Mobile can access all the same drives in the agent. Remember the agent? If you have an agent here, this agent is the same amount of connections. They will show up in your phone. So whatever shows up on your desktop shows up on your phone. Next, you can access collaborator drives. So if a collaborator, a remote person invites you to a drive, you can see that on your phone as well. If you want to download assets, you can download them onto your phone. So today you can download directly to the phone, single assets at a time, and then you can share them because you get the share sheet and you could share them through a text message or AirDrop or email or something like that. Okay, so that's what we do here. And now what we want to do is take a look at that in real life. So if I I want to make sure this isn't too big, Shannon. Do I need to shrink my screen at all, or is everything? I'm good. Okay, great. All right. So if we look here, this is another iPhone. And if you look down here, I can see all the agents that I've been invited to, which is really, really powerful. I'm just going to show you right here. Here is the Strada app. I'm going to open the Strada app and we can see the results here. So if I wanted to go to Mr. Cioni, I can see the drives that I have connected here, and I can go through and see. Shannon shot all those iPhone photos the other day, and here I can see on my phone exactly the photos that she shot. And if I wanted a copy of one of those, I could get them as well. So these are all these kind of marketing photos that we shot. These are really beautiful pictures. And I say, oh, I really want this one. I can click the download button, and you see at the bottom, it says downloading. And now it's going to go through and actually download it local. Initially, we show you a proxy, a preview of the actual file. But once you download a file, you actually get the entire file. You get whatever the file is. So I have successfully downloaded I think the biggest file I did was like 5 or 6 gigabytes. So I did successfully download a 5 or 6 gigabyte folder or file to my phone. So that is totally possible to download a really huge file. If I hit save image, allow, I think now if I go to photos, we should see, there it is. So there's the photo I just shot, and you can see how high res it is. This is very, very high resolution because it's the original file. So I could see the quality of this is really big. And now I've just got this in my photos library with other photos right there. So that's an example right there of how to access Strada. So that would be on my phone, accessing that remotely, which is great. Another thing I could do is watch this. I'm going to log into a computer in Colorado. This is actually in my mother's house. My mother is on vacation right now. She's not even home. And she lives in Colorado. I can go to test footage, and there's a folder here. Look at this folder, ProRes 4K. Look at the size of these files, 27 gigs. I can even make them bigger, 27 gigs, 29 gigs, 36 gigs. Let's click that one. That one's pretty big. It's going to request the player. It's going to take about 5 seconds to launch the player. And then there's this pause right here. We're going to try to get rid of this pause, but there's a pause of about 4 or 5 seconds. And now I am playing back ProRes 4K on a phone. I don't think anyone has this technology. I really don't. If you really break it down, there's no proxy. It's not you don't have a web generated version of this file. I'm actually accessing and it's not in the cloud, right? Obviously, this is playing back a ProRes 36 gigabyte file from my mother's house to my phone. And I'm doing that without a transcoding, having to make a transcode myself or having to convert it. And I don't have huge internet. This file is 1500 megabits per second. And she doesn't have 1500 megabits up. I don't have 1500 megabits down. But look, I can click anywhere in this. And I can click around, and there's no buffering. See, it'll just play. It just begins playing. And if I click on another file, I'll go to the 29 gig file. I can play that right away. I can even play it back at 4 times speed. So now we're playing back the file at 4 times speed, ProRes 4K, XQ, 1500 megabits per second off of a Mac Mini in Colorado, playing back on my phone in Los Angeles, which I can do over LTE. So this is such a powerful way of accessing media. If I go back here, I'll make this a little smaller, and I click on a really long file. Here is the movie National Treasure. You want to watch it at 8x speed? Here we go. I'll click in the middle. Now we're in the middle. We're watching National Treasure at 8x speed. And we can do that on our phone do you remember the source file was 150 gigabytes? Look, if there's a technology out there that does this, show it to me. But what is happening here is we are accessing a file on a hard drive. We are playing it back remotely as if it's in a cloud, but it's peer-to-peer, and we're able to view that on a phone, and we're doing that in real time here. Ardhav Sayani Films. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I probably did. But Ardhav says, is the price you just for hosting the drive? Is the price for hosting the drive, or do both the host and the collaborator have to pay for the Strada subscription? Adarv, I think it's Adarv. Adarv, that's a great question. Is the price for hosting the drive or for the collaborator to see it? I'm gonna surprise you. If you wanted to host a drive and you wanted people to see it, there's no price for that at all. That's actually free. In fact, I could actually, I'll let the movie keep playing here in the background because I'm so confident it won't stop. But if I actually go here and we could talk briefly about pricing, that's totally fine. So if we talk about the pricing, Adarv, what we have here is this. If you are on the free plan allows you to connect unlimited assets. You can connect unlimited drives. So if you wanted to connect OWC drives, Glyph drives, Synology drives, GTech drives, LaCie drives, you could connect 500 terabytes. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You can connect unlimited drives. So there's no storage limit because there's no cloud. So it's your storage. Does that make sense? You can connect as much as you want. Remember, you just use the agent. You connect the agent and everything is connectable here. That's part of the free plan. And then you can view unlimited assets, which means your collaborators can watch those files. Now, you can invite up to 3 people for free to watch those files, and then they can watch them. They can browse your drives and watch them. It's totally fine. If you want to send me your email, I'll invite you to my mom's drive in Colorado, and you could start playing back the National Treasure movie too. Just put it in the chat. I'll invite you, and you can play it back. And you're on a free plan. So I'm proving that works for free. Now, where there's a limit on the free plan is how much you can transfer. We allow users to have a 15 gigabyte emergency transfer. So let's say you have a client and they have to download a file for a social media post or some delivery. We let you transfer 15 gigabytes for free. And then they can transfer that. But if you want to transfer more than that, for $12 per month, you can transfer 250 gigabytes. So that's if you're moving about a quarter of a terabyte a month. This is an easy way to transfer this material for $12 a month. There's also a discount if you pay annually. It goes down to $8 for an annual plan. Now, if you have to transfer a lot, then we have an unlimited plan. For $30, you can have unlimited users and you can transfer as much as you want. 10 terabytes, it doesn't matter. It's your internet service provider. It's your drives. So you can transfer all the material that you want to transfer on the unlimited plan. And there's also a discount for that, which goes down to $24 per month. I think it's $24 for an annual plan. So you do not need to have a paid plan to view files and connect files and watch those files. You only need a paid plan to transfer them, and you can decide, are you going to transfer 15 gigabytes? Stay on the free plan. If you're going to transfer 250, get on the basic plan. And if you're going to transfer terabytes, get on the unlimited plan. Now, you can mix these together. So your client could be on a free plan and you could be on an unlimited plan, and you could transfer files to your client. The paid plan decides what you can transfer. So a free plan cannot move a terabyte, right? A free plan can only move 15 gigabytes, but an unlimited plan can move a terabyte to a free plan. Hopefully that makes sense. We give you a 7-day trial so you can experiment with that, and we're here to help you with that. But that's a great question, and it's very, very efficient, very affordable, very, very easy. Live Joe 45 says, is the limit on the free 3 users per drive or folder or per account or client? It is 3. You know, Pete, you have to remind me. I can't remember. It's 3 invites per account, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's per account. You can invite 3 people for free and that's the limit on free. And then if you want to invite more, you got to go up to a basic plan. But it's easy to try. It's easy to test. Invite 3 people, give it a shot, and you'll be able to experiment with that. So that's great. For some people, most people are going with the unlimited plan. And I'll tell you, if these prices go up as we grow and these prices go up, we want to reward you for being an early adopter. And so being an early adopter, you're taking a risk on us by signing up early, but we're taking a risk and giving you a major discount. Because I'll tell you what, if you use products like Massive or LucidLink or Frame.io to move files, you're paying something like $100 per terabyte. That's what it'll break down to if you're transferring those files. And the fact is with Strada, $30 per month, you could move 10 terabytes or 50 terabytes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't get more expensive if you add more terabytes with Strada. That's what's really important. If you're only moving 250 gigs or something like that, maybe all the platforms are about the same. Clouds are similar, but clouds you have to manage and you have to upload, and you can't see anything until it's uploaded. With Strada, remember, I can see everything on every drive all the time, which is great. Eric asks, I went with Strada's unlimited plan, so no limits and a reasonably priced, in my opinion. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for signing up. We really appreciate you for being an early adopter. We want to reward you. And since you're on the unlimited plan, Eric, if prices go up and new features come online, we're going to include those because you're an early adopter. So you get the benefits of being an early adopter. As we add more features, we want you to have them. Plus, you're going to be getting, Eric, something new that's really great, which is this. Very soon, we're going to be adding 2 new layers on the unlimited plan for security roles and permissions. So today you have viewer and editor. But what's going to happen very soon, within a week, we think, is you're going to get 4 roles and permissions on your unlimited plan, Eric. So pay attention to Discord when we announce that. You'll have a view-only mode, which is great for clients so they can only see files and they can't download them. You'll have a download mode, which is great so that you can govern who's allowed to download. Edit mode allows them to view and download, but it also allows them to transfer, meaning they're an editor. They can move the files if they want and put them in different folders. And then an admin, that's a role where the person that's an admin can add other people to your drives. So if you add me, Eric, to one of your drives, I can, maybe you make me an editor, I can move the file, but I can't add someone else to your drive. If you made me an admin, now I could add someone else to your drive. This is really good for like partners. If you work at a business and you have multiple people that are running that, you might want to have everybody at your business be able to add freelancers into certain folders instead of one person doing it. That's the benefit of admin, but it's up to you to decide. So that's the highest roles and permission. And then view only is the lowest, and then you can remove. So these are coming very shortly, and that's available on our unlimited plan. You can see enhanced user permissions. So you get more user permissions on the unlimited plan, which is really valuable for media professionals. Let's see. I'm so sorry. Adharv says, you're really amazing for making this. Hey, thanks, Adharv. I really appreciate you saying that. I'm sorry I'm butchering the name. I feel so bad. Strada is the future, and I'm glad to be a part of this project and journey. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. We hope it's the future too. So that's great. And I want to give a shout out to Qualstar on IG. They're making the LTO machine. And what's interesting is if you would have asked me 5 years ago, like right at the peak of the pandemic, what's the future of technologies like LTO? You know what? I would have said it's going to fizzle out. It's not going to be there. Things like NASs and SANs and LTO storage, cold storage, things like that, I would have said, yeah, I think it's going all cloud and those products are going to disappear. But you know what? I was wrong, or I would have been wrong, because what's happening is the cloud solved a lot of problems during the pandemic. But what happened is there's 3 problems with the cloud. That is, the cloud is really expensive. Camera files keep getting bigger, and people's internet upload speeds are still throttled, and they're too small for camera original files. And so those 3 problems are actually controlled by 3 different entities. Clouds are cloud companies, cameras are camera companies, and internet service providers are ISPs. And those are different businesses with different interests. And what that means for media professionals is the cloud is not going to be the solution, because either your camera file is too big to upload to it, the cloud's too expensive to store it, or your internet service provider doesn't have enough bandwidth to get it there. And so that is a huge problem. And that's why companies like Qualstar are making LTO machines. And we were talking to them recently, and they're saying, we're selling them like crazy. People still need this for their archives, for long-term storage. In other words, you can store a terabyte of material on an LTO at something like 1 to 5 cents per gigabyte. And if you do that in a cloud, it's going to be 40 times more expensive to store the same gigabyte in a cloud. That's the difference. And so when it comes down to access, a cloud is fast and LTO is slow, but the LTO is so much cheaper when it comes to archive. The cloud is not an archive solution. It's got lots of problems. Now, that's why Strada fits in the middle, because we love being on-prem, on-premises, local, right? And so you can connect a Qualcomm system to a that's running Strada, and now your LTOs can get de-archived, and you can share those files instantly, and there's no cloud cost. That's what people are starting to figure out. And so that's what's really, really exciting about that. Ben on YouTube says, do you still plan on adding features like facial recognition? Ben, I'm going to wrap this up with you. Absolutely. If I go to Strada, we have a vision page here, strada.tech/vision. And on our vision page, we're adding a messaging service, hopefully by the end of the year. We're going to be adding a commenting service so that you can do comments and give feedback without uploading to a cloud. This is going to be the fastest commenting turnaround ever. And then if you scroll down here, we are going to be adding AI enhanced metadata. So the stuff that we did in 2024 was AI enrichment. We built these AI models into our product, and we are going to bring them back in 2026 so that you can search through transcriptions, translations, summaries, and then you specifically, Ben, asked about facial recognition, text, labels, logos, things like that. But what's different about our approach here is all the analytics will happen on your computers, on your hard drives. So you won't have to upload anything in order to do analytics. That's big. That's new. That's different. So this is a picture of the future where you'll be able to analyze way less expensively and way easier by just analyzing at night on your computer, on your hard drives. And then you could analyze all your footage for as long as you want, which is great. Speaking of great, if you remember, we were doing National Treasure here, and there it is, still playing back on Strada. Remember, this is National Treasure playing back off of my mother's house on her computer, and it's still playing back. And if I wanted to put this at 8x speed, it would still play back at 8x speed smoothly. It's amazing. This is on my phone. I can access everything that I want to see. ProRes, Avid DNX, HEVC, AVC, XAVC, the DJI files, Sony FX3 files, they all work natively. It's amazing technology, all accessible on my phone. We are releasing the phones very, very soon. They're starting to come out. And so we're really, whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. We're really trying to get these out today. So if you are a Strada user, sign up. Go to the iOS and Android stores. I think Android hasn't dropped yet, but it'll come out real soon. So live, Joe 45, when does Strada come out on Android? We're trying to get it out today. So you should join our Discord. So let me get you to the Discord. You need to, Pete will put the Discord invitation in the chat. Join our Discord, and that's where we make our product announcements. We'll put some updates there. There are some bugs with our mobile experience right now, but every couple days we'll publish a new build, and we'll see that. Oh my gosh, Greg shared his screen. Look at that. Okay, Greg, can you can you refresh your browser there? Just refresh the browser if you could hear me. Just click refresh on Chrome. We're going to end with Greg, I think, if this works out. I don't know if Greg can hear me. If you can hear me, Greg, refresh your browser. If you can't, that's okay. Can you hear me, Greg? Maybe not. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to wrap it up without that. That's a bummer. But basically, folks, we are wrapping up here. So what I want to do is end with.
Michael, he just refreshed his browser.
Oh, but can you hear me? Okay. If you refresh his browser, I'm not seeing my shared with him, which is strange because I definitely shared it with him, because I see his user right there. So I see Greg's user there. So I'm not sure why Greg, refresh your browser in front of me. I want to see you do it. If you can hear me, can you refresh your browser? Yeah. So I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. So shared with me is not showing up with Greg. So I don't know what that's about, Greg. I apologize for that. Something's not quite right unless there's a different invitation that I did wrong. But under shared with me, you're not seeing my drive, which is not going to work out for this. But unfortunately, it didn't work out with Greg today. But we'll try next week. Okay. So we want to schedule a one-on-one demo with you. If you like what you see here, you want to learn more, and you want a private demo, my brother will put a link in the calendar in which you can schedule a one-on-one. So you can reach out to us and we will do a private demo. We do these every day. They're really exceptional. They're really efficient. They're really fun. And we'd love to do an online real demo with you. So if you want something private for you and your team, click on that link and you can do that. There are ways to find that. So if you want to ever reach out to us, we're easy to find. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you can't see the link, we'll put it in the description of the link so that on the YouTube, people can schedule one-on-one demo. But we love taking people through their custom workflows. We're happy to do that. But I'm also easily available. There's my email, michael@strada.tech. I'm always available to help you with your workflow, with questions about the product, with demonstrations, and capturing your feature requests so that we can make the product better. So we want to thank everybody for joining in today. This was really, really fun. Thank you, Greg, for joining in and giving me the lens cuff video. I was able to play it back, no problem. Happy to do that. I really appreciate everybody checking this out. Check out Strada Mobile on the iOS and Android store, Google Play Store. There will be updates to those products almost every couple days. So give us your feedback. Keep downloading the updates to them as we get it to be super perfect. We're excited about that. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day, everyone.